The US military is gearing up big time for space missions, and they've got their eyes set on SpaceX's Mechazilla launch towers. These towers will be necessary because the military wants to launch loads of SpaceX flights yearly. Mechazilla is cost-effective, coming in at under $100 million each, even with all the fancy tech like robotic arms and water deluge systems to cool things down. Plus, they're planning to build a bunch of them, like hundreds. So you do the math and look at a hefty price tag, around $10 billion for 100 of these bad boys. The military is sweating a bit because they see China ramping up its space launch facilities. And when you've got that many military bases around the globe, like 700 to 850, you want to ensure you're keeping up in the space race too. So the US military is getting ready to launch a whole bunch of SpaceX flights using these Mechazilla towers to stay ahead of the game, especially with other countries upping their space game too. Let's explore more about this. The potential of SpaceX Starship for military transportation. There are many US military bases worldwide, but not all make it onto official lists. Take Tower 22 in Jordan, for example. It's only sometimes on those lists, but it's still a vital outpost where about 3,000 US troops are stationed. Tower 22 started as a Jordanian border outpost, but since 2015, the US military has been using it for an advise and assist mission. They've been training rebels fighting against Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime, and later, they've been helping Kurds in their fight against the Islamic State. First, we've got the big ones, called bases. These are substantial military installations, more significant than 10 acres, and usually worth over $10 million. They usually have over 200 US military folks on site. About 60% of the US's foreign bases fall into this category. Then, you've got the smaller ones, lily pads. These are smaller bases, less than 10 acres, or worth less than $10 million. They include places like cooperative security locations and forward operating sites. The other 40% of US foreign bases are these lily pads. If we wanted to connect all the most significant military bases with Starship flights, they'd need about 90 launch towers. And if each Starship were flying twice a day carrying cargo, a fleet of 20 Starships would mean around 14,000 flights in a year. Now let's talk about the cost and efficiency of using Starship compared to the Boeing C-17 Globemaster III military jet. The C-17 costs about $340 million, but running and maintaining Starships would be cheaper and faster, even if we factored in replacing or refitting them every few months. Each Starship cost around $4 to $10 million, and they'd need about 120 SpaceX Raptor engines. But it's a game changer when you look at what the Starship can do compared to the C-17. The Starship can carry a much bigger payload and fly much faster, meaning it could do up to 80 times what the C-17 does in an hour. Spending up to $800K per hour on a SpaceX Starship transportation system makes sense. It makes a bang for your buck and gets things done faster and more efficiently in the world of military logistics. Expanding launch infrastructure for SpaceX's vision. The aspirations of the US military to significantly escalate its utilization of SpaceX rockets were disclosed recently, shedding light on the need for an extensive infrastructure upgrade to accommodate this ambitious vision. At the forefront of these plans is the imperative construction of approximately 100 Mechazilla launch towers to support the envisioned magnitude of SpaceX flights. This revelation emerged during the Space Mobility Conference, organized under the auspices of the Space Force and held at the Orange County Convention Center. A key figure in SpaceX, Gary Henry, underscored that while the primary objective of the Starship program was Mars exploration, its broader implications for national security have become increasingly apparent. Its potential for swift, point-to-point cargo transport is particularly noteworthy, aligning with strategic military objectives. Gregory Spangers, representing the U.S. Air Force Research Lab, expounded on the operational mechanics of utilizing Starship for rapid deployment scenarios. The concept involves a streamlined process akin to a military readiness protocol, where preloaded containers are swiftly integrated into Starship's cargo bay, culminating in expedited launch sequences, possibly within 1 hour. Integral to this paradigm shift is the evolving economics of space transport. SpaceX's innovation in rocket design, epitomized by Starship's ability to be reused up to 100 times, contrasts starkly with conventional rockets like the Falcon 9, designed for far fewer flights. Furthermore, the payload capacity of Starship, exceeding 250,000 pounds, and ambitious cost reduction projections underscore its transformative potential in military logistics. The imperative for expansion is palpable. The current launch infrastructure, while robust, needs to be improved to support the envisioned surge in SpaceX operations. Multiple launch towers must be erected across existing launch sites, such as Kennedy Space Center, Texas, and California. Furthermore, considerations extend to establishing new launch facilities both domestically and internationally, reflecting the initiative's global reach and strategic implications. The convergence of SpaceX's technological prowess and the military's strategic imperatives underscores the transformative potential of Starship in revolutionizing global logistics and enhancing national security. The envisioned expansion of launch infrastructure, coupled with advancements in space transport economics, heralds a new era in military capability and operational agility. SpaceX's Starship and military strategy at the Space Mobility Conference. So during this Space Mobility Conference, there was severe talk about SpaceX's Starship and how it could shake things up. But there's more to the story than just rockets and launches. First, the US Space Force, like the Space Division of the Air Force, threw out some ideas for new launch towers for Starship. They're thinking about modifying existing launch pads or even building brand new ones. It's all about getting ready for the big plans SpaceX has in store. Now, regarding space, China's been making some moves too. They're expanding their launch sites and working on new types of rockets. This caught the attention of the US military folks at the conference. They're monitoring China's progress because it could affect things in space and here on Earth. One of the significant concerns is how quickly stuff can get from one place to another, especially in the Indo-Pacific region, which is a big deal for global trade. So, the US military thinks that getting stuff moving fast with Starship could help keep things stable and open in that part of the world. Plus, it could come in handy if things ever got dicey and military action was needed. But back to Starship. Even though significant challenges exist, like ensuring it works right, people at the conference feel hopeful. They're cheering on SpaceX and hoping to see some successful tests soon. If Starship pans out like they're hoping, it could change the game for space exploration and military operations. Overall, there's a lot of buzz around SpaceX's Starship program. From plans for new launch towers to keeping an eye on what China's up to, there's a whole world of stuff happening in space. And while there are challenges ahead, folks are optimistic about the future. So after getting into all the talk about SpaceX's Starship and military strategy at the Space Mobility Conference, it's clear that a lot is happening in space exploration and national security. We've seen how the US military is gearing up for SpaceX's ambitious plans, with proposals for new launch towers and a keen eye on China's advancements in space. Rapid delivery technology is given fundamental importance, especially in regions like the Indo-Pacific, where it could play a crucial role in maintaining stability and openness. And while there are challenges ahead, like making sure Starship works as intended and keeping up with the pace of developments, there's also a lot of optimism in the air. People are rooting for SpaceX to succeed and for Starship to revolutionize space travel and military operations. So, as we look to the future, let's keep watching the stars and staying tuned to all the exciting developments in space. Who knows what the next chapter will bring? But one thing's sure, it's bound to be out of this world. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on the latest space exploration and technology developments, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Take advantage of future content exploring the wonders of the cosmos and the cutting-edge advancements shaping our world. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.